Hey everybody, well, here I am in Norman, Oklahoma. I just stepped in from checking on 3 briskets. Something like really cold out there. And there's a little bit of winter precip, but I'm also working. So I don't get to just come, stay home and cook 3 briskets on old Eileen, the offset out there. So what I do is sometimes begin a cook using the pellet cooker or finish it. So I just checked on those 3. That Pit Boss Classic right there has been doing a good job for me. I wish it was bigger because 3 briskets kind of fit. I set 2 to the sides and 1 on the rack up top, and I put in a water pot there. They're looking good. The bark is setting. I'm gonna be able to come home. I will put them on my offset cooker and roll some real smoke over them and get a nice color to them, and then potentially finish them again. And tonight I may finish them in the oven once they get a good color, just because on a cold day like today, I'm gonna be running through a whole bunch of fuel as far as pellets. So anyways, I also just wanted to say that the thing I'm doing is selling brisket. I'm also presenting brisket to people to try, because my wife and I now own Bum's Barbecue. It's B-U-M-M-S or apostrophe S. My grandkids call me Bum and it's stuck, so I went with Bum's Barbecue. So I got people that want my smoked meats. So I prepared turkey. I'm preparing turkey for Christmas for people, and brisket, and today, and I wanted to prepare a couple briskets to take for myself and my wife to take to work again, to let people have an idea of what we're doing. So anyways, I got 3 briskets on right now, and I'm going to be putting them over onto Eileen when I get off work at 4. I started them at about 6:30 this morning on the pellet cooker. And so I just checked them out. It's cold out there. I think I'll get a shot for you here of what's going on there. And then we'll see how well it goes later when I come home and begin charcoal and fire on the offset. Pretty good and cool. Sitting at 200, crazy condensation on the lid, but I've got these brisket set and hopefully, now they're looking pretty good. I try to keep them from being directly over the fire pot down there. So looks like they're going well. Things keeping up in these temps. But anyways, better keep it closed. And we'll see you guys later. All right. Well, I'm back. It's cold, like 6 degrees. I don't know. It's been colder, and definitely not the coldest part of America for sure. Here in Oklahoma, we always say, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes, it'll change. But I don't see it getting any warmer. But the sun did come out, that's pretty cool. I got a cold bed going in my offset. But partly on this video, I wanted to kind of affirm my dedication to the business, to smoking meats. And also get you guys a video what it's like to run my pellet cooker in this type of temps. And then finish a cook on an offset, putting that good bark color on there, and seeing what the outcome would be while I manage a cook while I'm, away, able to do it on the pellet cooker now. I put it on at 6:30. It's now, I looked at my watch and I don't have one on. 5 o'clock. So I'm almost at 11. Well, I'm at 11 hours, almost. 10 and a half of being on the pellet cooker. I've got, just trying to get a fire going on the offset so I can move these 3 briskets over to it and finish with that cook. But these briskets are looking really good on the pellet cooker. I'm gonna show you. Ah, look great, huh? No, I'm kidding. Trying to look through my back door. Let's go. Boss Classic runs for me. I said to go ahead and run at 250 because I knew it'd be fighting against the cold air outside. And so it's been around 175, 180, which is good, because as you leave a brisket, sorry, I was touching the cooker. It's not even hot to touch. But as you leave a brisket to cook for hours, you really don't want at high temps where you can't manage it, where you would overcook it or anything. What I really want to do is get the cook started, get it warmed up internal, so that I could move it over to the offset later and get a good color. So that's what I've done. I've added a water pot, separated on the fire. Usually it's right here in the middle, so I don't have any meat directly over the fire. I can see I've got a good color already going on this. The bark is setting. Of course, this brisket caused some pulling on that one. I'll try to get that poured off. And anyways, man, this thing works. This thing ran for me like a champ. Kept these briskets going while I wasn't here, and able to help me get this cook finished today so that I can present it tomorrow. I've got old Eileen with a fire in the box trying to get a good flame going and get that thing all heated up before I move these briskets over. And we'll get a better look at them briskets at that time, and we'll catch up with these guys over here on the offset. Gonna roll some smoke on them. Looks like this piece that was a little back towards the back of the cooker got a little overdone. So, the whole bottom is splitting. So this isn't gonna be good. That's not gonna work. It was producing too much heat down there. So this is gonna be crispy bits of brisket. Oh wow. Yep, so now that I got them moved, I've got a little bit of ways to go to get them to be the meteorite that we love, but this one didn't fare well for cooking it like that. So starting it on the pellet cooker was a bad idea. This one is still all soft. That started to get that way, but this was all the way to the other side of the cooker. So this one was near the auger side, and it just looks like maybe there's more heat over there. So this brisket, I'm sure, will be tasty, but it won't have the definite finish that I'd usually like. This one, I mean. So as you can see, it was tearing. This whole bottom part is gonna be crispy, overdone per se. But anyways, I'll get the whole thing a good color. The flat looks pretty good. Oh yeah, I'm tearing it in half. So yeah, that's a rough one. I don't like how that came out. This is one that I sold, so definitely still all tender. Got a nice setting of the bark. This one's not going to be crispy. The outside looks good, so definitely okay. These two I was going to share at work and stuff. I'm going to take one. My wife's going to take the other. They'll have a great flavor. I'll get a good smoke. I'll get the brisket wrapped in tallow, and these pieces that are crispy they'll come out edible and tasty, but definitely not perfect. So starting them in this cold weather on that pellet cooker didn't have the desired results as I'd like. So anyways, that one brisket is really unfortunate. You know, the one I'm selling is fine. I've cooked one this way where I go ahead and start it on that top rack of my pellet cooker, far away from the heat, kind of low temps, in the 200 range, and it works out to where while I'm at work, I start to get the thing cooked, and then I throw it on the offset to finish and get that good color. So we're gonna see the results that I can get on the offset here. We're gonna see that nice, dark, smoky tasting bark be formed. But I did make the bottom of that one crispy. It was basically fully cooked in areas on that side and beyond. So it's now gone to start to separate when I move it and pull apart. So again, it'll be tasty to eat and to share with people, but definitely couldn't do that and sell it. If I was selling all 3 of these briskets, I would have ruined that one and would have had to try to start over in some way. I'd have been up all night. Again, I just want to kind of show you guys some follies of this and how I'm cooking in this weather and while I'm working. So let's see, we're gonna roll some smoke over that. I'm gonna prepare, I got some deer I wanna put some smoke on and some pecan nuts. So I'm gonna prepare that stuff. All right, so here I am, sun's going down. It always gets fun, gets hard to kind of video some stuff, but I'll try to get you some images of what those briskets will turn out like as far as color, getting them finished with a good smoke on them. Got Eileen rolling right now. I just put a log on there, so it's a little dark, but in my experience, you got to add some darker smoke to get a good smoke taste, or get a little bit more of a smoky taste. I ran completely clean fires and found that I didn't have very smoky food, but definitely good tasting. But anyways, so cold, the degrees as it dripped out of my pellet cooker, it froze. Anyways, we'll be back soon. All right, I'm gonna check on these briskets and my pecans I got roasted. All right, so briskets are looking good, kind of sweating, so I ought to be able to get some good color on them over the next couple hours. I need to pour that one. That's a pretty good puddle. But pecans are looking kind of fun. I got a brother that said he liked to have some smoked pecans, so I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get a little smoke taste on these and see if he likes it. I went ahead and soaked some in like sugar cinnamon water, because they're gonna coat them in sugar and cinnamon, do the kind of coated roast pecans. So, and these I did not soaked. So anyways, I wanted to see what would come better. Would soaked or kind of moist ones come out a little better smoky taste, or we'll work with the dry ones? So we're gonna see. But I gotta get this shut, but them briskets look pretty good. I'm gonna tip that one to get them that puddle off there, and we'll just let these continue to get a good color on them and finish them off. Boy, is it cold. But I took those pecans off. They're actually tasting pretty good. The ones that I had soaked in sugar water and cinnamon actually tasted better, but then I actually overcooked them. I kept them on a little longer because they were originally moist, and so I wanted them to dry out, and then I put them a little too close to the fire too, so I burnt them. Not all of them, some are still really good, but they were actually, there was a point where I should have got them off when they were actually a lot better and still kind of soft. So anyways, the other batch I pulled off much sooner because they were dry to start with, and they actually have a great smoke taste to it, so it actually worked really cool. So smoked pecans are tasty, but I'm out here now. I'm gonna check on. Let's see. Those are looking pretty good. I'd still like them to be darker. I'm gonna go ahead and tip them, get them juices off so that it doesn't pool, and I can get a crispier bark in that spot. So I'm gonna tip them and continue to put some color on them. All right. The other thing about recording these videos is I totally forget to sometimes pick up footage when I'm in a hurry, or when it's freezing outside. But like my meter before I was probing this ended up saying 7 degrees. So anyways, this thing is probe tender and up to temp, so it's ready to wrap. It is very soft. So anyways, I'm gonna wrap it and rest it overnight. This is one of the smaller ones. This is one I think my wife's gonna go ahead and take. And yeah, It's gonna be amazing, smells so good. So anyways, worked out, especially this one. The other one that I had said the bottom got kind of crusty is the one that was finished first. So I wrapped it, and hopefully the resting in the tallow, smoked tallow, is going to cause it to tender up a bit at those crispy parts, but we'll see. I'll hopefully get some footage of that. That's the one I'm gonna take tomorrow, share with some students. So anyways, I'll try to get some footage of that, and we'll see how bad it was. All right, well, pretty fortunate to actually have those other two done already, which is why I love go ahead and getting a brisket onto the pellet cooker. And this is the larger one. At the flat, we're 184, 185. Pretty tender, 186, 187. You know what, I'm gonna throw a couple more logs on it. Oh gosh, definitely tender everywhere except for this flat. We're at 191 though, there, 192. You know what, this is a little low. Yeah, good there. You know what, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it. This is actually for a family that wants it for Christmas Day. I'm gonna get it to them Saturday. They're gonna want it on Sunday, so I'll let them do the reheating in the probe to temp so it won't be overcooked. And this will be a beauty for them. So definitely time to pull it and wrap it, and then I'm actually going to refrigerate this one and give them reheating instructions. So anyways, we're not going to get to see slices of this one unless they take some pictures, but again, my attempt in this video was just to document using a pellet cooker, cooking at what was 12 below today in Norman, Oklahoma. Wind chills are killer. So anyways, hardcore biter that one is. Real thing of beauty. Again, this is one I had made for a customer, so I tried to more perfect this one for sure. Kept it on the top rack of the pellet cooker for the first 11 hours, even at about 160. I didn't turn it up. I tried to run it at 225, but with the cold temps outside, the pellet cooker just kept pushing pellets through, which made more smoke. So it's kind of cool. Had a good bark already, but then I moved it over to my offset to end up with this finished product. Definitely a good dark color, tender all over. And so now I've put some tallow on it, Wagyu tallow, and I'm gonna wrap it and actually refrigerate this one, and then we'll do some reheating instructions. My recommendation is at 225 until it comes up to temp. I would say at about 200 at least, but anyways, this is great looking. So in conclusion, with doing the briskets in such cold weathers and on the pellet cooker, I can't do all three like that on the pellet cooker. Beware when you're using your pellet cooker to know where your really hot spots are. Run a test. I actually never did on this particular pellet cooker. In the past, I've run bacon on a cooker to see where the bacon's apt to get crispy, things like that. I've seen people do the biscuit test. You can try that. Had I done one of these tests, I would have known that the left side of my pellet cooker ran hot, and I would have been more careful of that, maybe not use that side. I didn't put the briskets over the fire pot because I was afraid to overcook them there. But anyways, really tasty. Some of the meat that I had pulled off of that brisket that got overdone on the bottom was delicious. Some was just crispier. And then the other two briskets, the one I sold, the family thought it was amazing. So the one that I had on the top shelf of the pellet cooker, And then the third one my wife took, and they of course raved about it again. So one person said, best brisket in Oklahoma. So I'm going for world's best. I'm not really entering competitions per se yet. Again, I'd just like to have a, maybe just a restaurant, but I'm working on catering or selling smoked meats right now. FYI, my wife and I now own and operate what is known as Bum's Barbecue. The grandkids call me Bum, and so we just went with that. I've been selling smoked meats to folks more than anything, but I am definitely interested in catering or potential food truck, and then a restaurant from there. So we'll see. Again, thanks for watching. This video is just to kind of prove whether or not I could start briskets on a pellet cooker and then finish them on the offset, which you can. Worked good, mostly. Be careful of your hot spots in your pellet cooker. But I was able to get those things rolling and up to temp and get a good flavor on them, get the bark started, and I finished them off on my offset. Got them to a good color. You see that? I probably just have some images, because once I start getting the briskets to where they need to go and cutting into them, I have a really hard time getting more footage of them, so I've just added some images in here. I'm really happy with the ThermoPro meter that allows me to go ahead and monitor temperatures from my phone. Since it was so cold out, I didn't have to stand out here by the fire as it went down. I just came out and put more logs on there, so that's been pretty cool. I'll leave a link in there in the description if you'd like to get yourself one. Really affordable and work real well. But yeah, good luck in your cooks.